Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you new here, my name is Donna, and for those of you not new, thank you so much for continuing to come back and support my channel. I appreciate you all so very much. Today I am doing a 2020 wrap-up video, and for those of you who are unfamiliar, I actually do these videos in January of the following year because I like to let the previous year complete itself before I decide to post these videos. The biggest reason why is because you all know there is stuff going on all year long in the beauty industry. So today's video is the products that I am still feeling a little FOMO over, the products that I regret not purchasing in 2020, and there's actually quite a few. So let's talk about these things. Most of them are palettes. Would that surprise you at all? It doesn't surprise me. So the first palette that we're going to talk about is this one here by Raw Beauty Kristi and Colourpop. It is the At Forest Sight palette. And you know, here's the thing. I always wait too dang long to decide whether I want these things or not. I'm not the hugest person as far as purchasing collabs goes. I always want to wait and see what it's like. I should know better when it comes to Colourpop because I typically like almost everything Colourpop puts out. Not that I've purchased, I purchased the Hello Kitty collab from Colourpop not that long ago.
Why?
I haven't purchased from Colourpop that much in the last like several years, honestly, but Colourpop has a really stellar formula. This palette was done by RBK and I love RBK, and the shadows are named after the PNW. What better palette could there be ever in life? I'm from the Seattle area. I was born and raised in Port Orchard, which is a little tiny suburb right outside of Seattle. Why didn't I purchase this palette? Like, why didn't I purchase it? And now every time I'm on Colourpop's website, I want it and it's never there. So I don't know if there's a restock on it. I don't know if that's a thing that Colourpop will do. I know that there's another palette, and I think this one actually came out in 2019, but the Blow and Smoke, I think it was called Smoke Show the first time. I wanted that palette so dang bad, but not until after I had heard lots of reviews about it, and then every time I go on to it's never in stock. I just don't, I think that they like to keep the lame ones in stock all the dang time, but they also come out with new stuff all the dang time. So maybe that's why they don't keep stuff in stock like these things, but man, I'm sad I did not pick up that palette. The next one is another RBK collab. I just really like her. I just really like Raw Beauty Kristi, and she had one hell of a year last year. And the reason why I didn't pick up this one is because it's the Pure in Raw Beauty Kristi collab. And for those of you who are not new to my channel, you know that I kind of have this love-hate relationship thing going on with Pure. I really love some of their products and really hate some of their products. And most of the time, those products that I really hate are their eyeshadows. So when I heard that she was collabing with them, I was like, oh, awesome. Because I knew that I wasn't going to pick up that collab because I don't like Pure eyeshadows. But God, everybody that reviews this palette thinks that it is amazing and that it is a formula that is unlike the Pure regular formula. And I'm just sad. I've got so much FOMO over this palette, and every time I go into Pure, it's not there. Here, look, we'll look it up just one more time, just for shits and giggles. Nope. Duality. That is the coolest name for an eyeshadow palette. It's definitely not for sale. It is for sale. You guys, no, it's not. We're sorry, but this page cannot be found. that one's just not available ever to be available again. Here's the thing, like, I really wish brands would keep around their collabs with larger creators because, like, people want them. All kinds of people want them. That leads me to Tiny Marvels by Mel Thompson and Sydney Grace. I love Sydney Grace. You all know I love Sydney Grace. I've talked about Sydney Grace 100,000 times. That guy right here full of single eyeshadows, all Sydney Grace single eyeshadows. There's like, I don't know, 70 in there. Cream eyeshadows. I have highlighters by her, blushes by them. I love Sydney Grace. I also like Mel Thompson, but I'm going to be honest, I don't watch Mel Thompson all that much. And I apparently don't watch very many people in her circle all that much. Because by the time I learned about this palette, it was already sold out. And the next time it came available, it was stated on by Mel Thompson, I want to say, that it was restocked. And then it sold out. And now it's still in this continuous sold out thought process. However, it does look like they are restocking it in regular intervals. So I'm hopeful that one day I will be able to pick up that palette. But that is another palette that I am sad that I did not get to pick up. The exterior of the package is beautiful. The interior of the package doesn't really wow me entirely because it does look a wee bit pastel, but from what I've heard from everybody that's had this palette in their possession as they use it, I see it's not as pastel as it looks or appears in the pan, which doesn't shock me. Sydney Grace shadows are phenomenal for that. I have this one green that looks kind of like mossy green, but when you put it on your eyes, it is so much pigment. So that doesn't surprise me, but that is another palette that I am sad that I didn't get to pick up in 2020. So another palette I'm sad that I didn't get to pick up in 2020 is the Shroud and Butte Bean collab of the It's Freaking Bats palette. Honestly, I don't know much about Shroud and I don't know much about Butte Bean. I don't watch her. I should. Maybe. But the palette is what really drew my attention. The colors in that palette are so amazing. Like, so amazing. I've never seen those shades in one palette, one color story ever before in my life. And I think it looked just so intriguing. It intrigues me. That is what it is about. It intrigues me. It's definitely something that I want to pick up. I do know that the first orders haven't even, from what I understand, haven't even shipped out yet. So there's that, but maybe I'm wrong, but I know that there's a lot of creators out there that have ordered that palette and have not received them yet. So I don't know when the first orders are planning to go out, but that's another thing. Like, I think I said it in my last video that was just like this. It's not in my bag to pay for something and then wait 9 years to get it. And I feel like you get that a lot with indie. So that's what drew me away from purchasing from indie for so long. But this palette, I want this palette. I want this palette so, so bad. So I do have myself on the mailing list for restock. So there's that. The next one is the Kaleidos makeup, period. Like, I am sad that I wasn't in the know enough to jump on the Kaleidos bandwagon this last year. They have released so many amazing things, including their 6-pan eyeshadow palettes or 7-pan, whichever it is, and their highlighters. Like, I really want to jump on this bandwagon. As a matter of fact, I just recorded my brands to try in 2021, and Kaleidos is on that list because I am just in awe of all the beauty that they keep bringing to the space. Their purple and brown set that they did this last year was amazing, but also all the other ones that they did, I can't remember what they were called, honestly, but like the color stories are just crazy, and they're color stories that you don't see all the time, and I think that's what draws me into them, honestly, is because they're so unique and therefore would also be unique to my collection. Do you have any Kaleidos, and what would you say about the brand? I would be interested to hear your thoughts. The next thing that I'm sad that I didn't pick up in 2020 came out actually relatively early in 2020, and that is the Matrix collection by Makeup Geek. I love Marlena. I think that she is an impeccable human being. I think that I'm just so happy for what she has done this year. Like, she had a baby, and that baby is beautiful, and she got, you know, she moved, and she's just doing great things with her life and with her brand, and I love Marlena. And that Makeup Geek Matrix system is talked about all the dang time by the bigger YouTubers on, you know, what they use every day, their everyday makeup application, their everyday products, their, you know, brands that are makeup items they're happy they were able to get this year videos. And that is one that is on my list, that has been on my list since forever. I just, at that moment in time, could not imagine spending that much money on 2 eyeshadow palettes. But you have to remember, there was like, I don't know, 40 pans of color in each one of those palettes, because they're just magnetic palettes with the single shadows. I think it would be really neat to, I don't use single shadows very often in my collection, but I think it would be really neat to have those, to be able to like make like other palettes out of those palettes. It's not too late necessarily. It just feels as an afterthought to some extent. I think they're still available. They would be something that goes on my list. They are a brand that I would love to try. They're not on my brands to try list because I have tried them. I do have like a lip cream from them that's one of my favorite lip products. So I have tried them, but I haven't necessarily dug into the brand very much, and I would love to try that Matrix system. The next thing on my list is the MAC 2020 Lunar New Year highlighter from last year. Now, I don't think last year was the Dragon New Year, but the MAC highlighter last year had a dragon on it, and the dragon is my Lunar New Year animal, and I love the dragons that are part of their festivities. I want one tattooed on me so bad. I can taste it, but it's going to take $1 billion to do it because I want the head like right here resting on my shoulder, like facing down like an animal, like an actual animal, and then the tail to wrap around to the front and around my belly button. That's what I want to do with this tattoo. I want it to be a full back mural, and I want it to be a dragon that is like the ones in the festivals that they have. So this highlighter I was always like really drawn to, and I'm really sad I didn't pick it up last year, but at the same time I didn't pick it up because I knew it was going to be just a piece in my collection that I wouldn't use, and I don't typically buy for those purposes. There's not really anything in my collection that I can look at and go, oh, that's for sentimental reasons, or that's for collection purposes and not for usage purposes. Also, in addition to that, the highlighter, the last highlighter that I was interested in from MAC actually came out, and the highlight prospects of it or properties of it was actually an overspray on the highlighter pan, and that was like Cherry Blossom collection or something like that, and that discouraged me from wanting to buy any of MAC's like specials or collabs or their launches that aren't like regulatory makeup products these days, because I'm terrified that this gold dragon is just a gold overspray and then it's crappy powder underneath, which nobody needs in their life. So that's why I didn't pick it up, but it still haunts me. So the next thing I am sad I didn't pick up was the Color Drain Juicy Boost collection. You guys, I really like Color Drain as a brand, and I really liked that set up, and I think they were actually in a Makeup Mayhem video that I do where I'm going through kind of like a will I buy it type video. That I do them very occasionally at best. I don't do them like Samantha March does every single week, but I think that this Juicy Boost collection was in the last one that I did. That's how long ago it was. And I wanted that collection, and I wanted the double stacked one, kind of like the Raw Beauty Chrissy Pure collab. And I wanted the umbrella. Do you know that they had the umbrella on sale like a couple weeks ago for like $7? And I was like, I need that umbrella. But when I went to go look at the palette was sold out. So it makes me sad because Colored Rain also has vivid pigments that they used to sell that I was really sad that I didn't take part in purchasing a few years ago. Like, I just need to get on this bandwagon of, if Colored Rain comes out with it, you're going to regret it if you don't purchase it, so you should purchase it kind of deal, especially if it's a limited edition. Another one that I'm sad that I didn't take part in is the Pure and Trolls collection that was going on. Again, didn't purchase them because of the fact that they were pure eyeshadows. But you guys, I almost purchased the Trend Mood box that they were all in. There was like 3 or 4 of those Trolls palettes that were going into a Trend Mood box, and I almost purchased the Trend Mood box just to get those stupid eyeshadow palettes. I really don't hear anybody talking about them, but for whatever reason, they're still top of mind when I think of eyeshadow palettes I regret not getting in this last year. I brought in an awful lot of eyeshadows this last year. I don't need those damn troll palettes, but they're so cute. So cute and just nostalgic to my childhood. I love Trolls. I think that they're, and my kids love the Trolls movies. So, I mean, it was nostalgia for me, and I thought I needed to have them then, and I didn't pick them up, and now I'm sad. The next collection that I am sad I didn't get is the Midas and Smoky Glow collab. I am a huge fan of Hannah's, and I watch her quite often. She's so smart. She has a lot of things to say that are just smart. Controversial maybe if you don't like what she's saying, but I think that she's just really a caring individual and a smart individual, and I really dig her. So this is one that I can still pick up, and I'm uber grateful for that. God, everybody just talks so awesome about it. If you guys have this palette and you've tried this palette, let me know what your thoughts are. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. I mean, also, it's not a horrible price point. It's only $36, and I'm sure I could find something else to purchase from Midas, and they are on my brands to try for 2021. So maybe I will have me a Smoky Glow X Midas Cosmetics palette in the very near future. That is part of my beauty budget this year, is really focusing on those things that I want to bring into my collection versus those things that I just think are pretty, right? Like brands I want to try. That is a focus for me this year. So you might see that in my collection in the near future. The next collab that I also know bits and pieces of it are for sale is the Ofra and Samantha March collab. I love Samantha March. I think that she's an amazing human being, and I also love Ofra. So eventually I will purchase something from her collab with Ofra as well, but her highlighter, which would be the thing that I would purchase, I already own both of those highlighters in full size, so I have a hard time spending $40 nearly on another highlighter that is just quarter pans or half pan total of 2 different highlighters that I already have. So I need to spend some time deciding what I'm going to do there and what pieces I'm going to collect from that collaboration and pick something up. Maybe I'll get the highlighter, I mean not the highlighter, the blush or the bronzer. You might see some of that coming in my feed. One of the last ones is the Sugar Pill Capsule collection. You guys, these palettes are so cute. Like, I want these palettes so bad, but I just don't find there being anywhere in my collection that these palettes are necessary for. I think I look at these palettes and I see all these shades that I feel like I already have in my collection somewhere, so they're not bringing anything unique to the table besides the packaging. And I could see myself getting pissed off at that packaging because it's just interesting enough that it would probably be like a burr in my ass to try and store. somewhere. They are beautiful though, and I think at this point there are 3 different ones of them. I've seen Tara Babies review them. I've also seen Lauren May Beauty pull some into her collection, so I would be interested in picking one or more of those up, but at the same time I need to figure out which one is the most unique to my collection before I do that. And then the last thing on my list is a couple of the Melt palettes that rolled out last year. So in 2020 they rolled out the Rust collection and then also the 420 collection. One of them, and I can't remember which one, has kind of a wonky package that has like the Tarte Tartus Pro Remix has, and I'm not sure that I want that in my collection, but the color stories of those palettes are beautiful. I don't need either one, honestly, but I definitely don't need both. So with that being said, those are the items that I kind of regret not bringing into my collection last year, in the year of crazy, the year of pandemic, the year of 2020 and everything it was, toilet paper shortage and all. So I would be interested to know which items you regret not bringing into your collection last year and whether they're still for sale or not, whether you may or may not pick them up. I hope that you liked my thought process. Give me your thoughts on the items that I picked down below. I would love to have a conversation with you down there. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that if you did, you're considering giving it a big thumbs up. It really does help our channels out here. I also hope you enjoyed it or me enough that you're considering subscribing before you go. I do upload content multiple times a week, so please don't forget to hit the notification bell. It will notify you every single time I upload a video, and I would hate for you to miss anything. Thank you guys so much for coming to view my video today. Spend a little time with me. I hope that January in 2021 so far are treating you well. And I hope that you and yours are staying safe out there, that you're continuing to wear your mask out in public, if for no other reason but to protect yourself and your loved ones. I would hate to find out that any of you came ill. I hope that you all are loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye everyone.